What's up guys, Gold Gaming here, back with another tank review. So before the start of the video, as I always say, if you want to see any replays, or if you want to send me any replays, please feel free to hit that link down in the description. That'll take you to my Discord server, where you can post any replays in the respective channel. I also have as well as my Discord information being down there, to DM me replays, if you so choose. If I also have an email down there that can be used to send me replays with a short description like how much damage it is, what tank and what map, and we'll see if we get them onto the channel. So today I'm going to be doing a review on the FV215B 183, or not 183. Hahaha, no. I'll save the 183 review for another day. So before the start of this video, before we get into the compare tanks, as I usually do, I want to show up my equipment loadouts. I do have gun rammer, because the penetration is really nice on this thing. So the extra rate of fire, of course, is helpful. I also have supercharge for speed. This thing does not need. It does not need any. It does not need the vertical stabilizer or the enhanced gun lane drive. This thing is amazing when it comes to that. I'm running the improved assembly for the extra HP, as well as the toolbox, and of course the improved modules. I'm also running improved optics and improved controls, and you'll see why. On top of the consumable delivery system. I'm going to go over to the thing. I do want to go and say, this thing runs cheap hash, okay? Like most British tanks, you're going to have that cheap hash. So I carry a lot of cheap hash, with some AP and, or mostly AP and some APCR. Also go over to the, consumables. As you can see, we do have the reactive armor. I don't really feel like it's necessary. In some circumstances, yes, you're gonna want it, but I don't know. I don't run it. I really should give it a try though. But I do run the improved engine booster along with the 2 repair kits, as I usually do. Another thing that I may recommend instead of the improved booster, you might want to run the automatic fire extinguisher, because this thing does have a tendency to catch fire pretty easily, and I'll show you why in a little bit. And of course the provisions, you could run both the sandbag armor. I only run the enhanced because, I mean, yeah, but you could switch out and get 2,400 HP. But of course I run the better provisions and the improved fuel and the enhanced sandbag. Also, another thing to note is this update, the octopus camo did come out for this tank, so it's got a brand new camo. If you're looking at it from up above, it looks kind of weird. Believe it or not, this side of the turret is actually weaker than this side. Again, we will see that in the compare tanks, or in the armor inspector when we get to that far. So let's actually get to compare tanks. Alrighty, here we are in compare tanks. As you see, we got the FV215B versus the IS-4, the IS-7, WZ-113, the Kronwagen, and the E-100. If we go and look across the board, there is a lot of red. And I mean a lot. So, let's go and get into it. The firepower department. If we go and look at the DPM, this thing, with the exception of the 113, this thing has the highest DPM. It has a 7.3 second reload, on top of it having a 400 alpha. The WZ-113 has a 420 alpha, 122mm gun, and it has the 7.3 second reload, so that makes it the highest DPM heavy in the game. The FV215B was the highest up until the buff on the 13. So we go ahead and pull down. As you can see, the rate of fire is amazing on this thing. It's actually the exact same on the WZ, you know. Then of course you go over to the Kronwagen. It's the only one up here that is an autoloader. I feel like I went ahead and added because it did just come out. Go ahead and roll down to the caliber. It is not the caliber I really shouldn't be comparing. The E100 does have 150, so that is, you know, higher damage, longer reload. We go down to the aim time. This thing has the best aim time in the class, as well as the best dispersion of all the tier 10 heavies, and 7 degrees of gun depression, which, with the exception of the E100 and the Kronwagen, it is the best. Well, on this list, I think there's a couple of things to have about the same as well. We go ahead and run down to the mobility. This thing is not the fastest, but it's not the slowest. I can go ahead and say there are quite a few slower tanks, but it is able to keep up. The one thing to note about this thing, and it does actually say it. If you look down at the no mod traverse, it has 30 to 33 degrees of traverse. It is the best degree, so that makes this tank extremely hard to be circled. You are actually able to keep up with tanks as they are trying to circle you. While you're turning that tank and the turrets aiming at them, you will be able to keep up with them and put those HESH rounds into their side. If you run the calibrated shells, which I just want to go ahead and say, if you run calibrated shells instead of the gun rammer, we go ahead and look. Penetration is 217, which is better across the board on the AP. Then we go to the HESH. It has 132. That is enough to get through the sides of. Let's go ahead and pull down. That is enough to get through the sides of none of the actually the Kronwagen. Of course, you can get through the Kronwagen sides. And the front, you can put HESH to the front, but that is enough to get through the sides of almost all tier 10 heavies, or tier 10 medium tanks, light tanks, and most tank destroyers. So that is one thing to go ahead and keep in mind. Go ahead and switch back to the AP. And, let's go ahead and scroll down to the armor. The armor on the Kronwagen, I mean, the 215, as you can see, 254 on the front of the turrets, 152 on the side, and 102 on the rear. It is not the best across the board. The WZ-113 has better armor on the front, but and of course the sides are better on the IS-4 and the IS-7, the 13, and yeah. The hull armor is not the best. I feel this thing needs a. I feel like this tank really could use a buff on the armor, on at least on one spot, and I'll show you in a minute. Well, actually, I'll show you now. Let's go ahead and head over to Armor Inspector. Alrighty, here we are in Armor Spectre. I went ahead and put it up against, or it's being shot by the M60 with APCR. You can go ahead and see there is a lot of red across the front. Now this is where I want to go ahead and say, this side of the turret, if you look, it has 284 millimeters of pen. This side has 346. So when you switch to heat, when you're looking straight on, the right side of the turret has a higher chance of getting through with heat on the M60. Of course, the left side is just a big fat no-go. Let's go ahead and switch it back to the APCR. Oh, another thing to note is, well, the front plate, of course, if you're looking at it, you can get through. On the PC version, right there where it's aiming, that is a very, very big weak spot. When you are side scraping up against heavies, which I'll go and switch to right now. As I was saying, when you're side scraping up against heavies, of course that front plate is going to be penable. We are using the E100, but this little bit right here, when you switch to the heat, does become penable. Well, along with pretty much the entire side of the turrets. It's the exact same thing when we go ahead and swap it to the E100. Hang on. Alrighty, there we go. We're going to switch it to the. I did went ahead and downloaded the camo for it just so it doesn't look so weird. But when we have the FV shooting the E100, of course, this area right here underneath the turret is penable with that AP. Of course, when you switch to the APCR, of course, you're going to be able to go right through that. And of course, we will see in a couple of replays. So I'm going to switch it back for the sake of this video to AP. Of course, that side of the turret is penable. So when you're aiming straight on, you want to wiggle that turret back and forth. The turret traverse is amazing on this thing. So is right about that speed right there. Another thing to note is this thing, as I said, does have a respectable 7 degrees of gun depression. So you can, if the ridge allows you to, you can get onto positions like this. Yeah, that's 6 degrees. Can I grab the gun? There we go. You get onto ridges like this and be looking straight on. Of course, that hatch, I don't know what it, I don't even think it's called a hatch. It's just a big, weak spot. Is very troll. If you're rocking back and forth, the chances of them hitting you there are fairly, very slim. But it still is possible. So if you're rocking back and forth, moving the turret, moving back and forth, you don't have anything to worry about. The other thing, so as I said, this spot is pennable when you are side scraping against some tanks. I'm not sure which ones, but there are a couple. This thing is not an amazing side scraper. Okay, don't go out, don't get in this tank and go out there and be side scraping. If you overdo it, you're going to get penned. I think I have a clip. I'd have to go see. I had trouble trying to figure out how to get this thing to side scrape, and you'll see me do it in a few videos. I was side scraping around the corner like this on this side. So the weak side of the turret was facing the enemy, which is annoying. You have to get onto the other side. This side has to be showing when you're side scraping around those corners. Other than that, that's just about it for this thing's weaknesses. And then, of course, I do want to go and switch over to the modules. If we go ahead and look with the E100, the engine is right here. The fuel tank is right here. So this thing does have a tendency to catch fire fairly easily. So that is one thing to note. If you're not careful, if you have your fronts or the bottom plates exposed too much, people will aim for that, and you can set them on fire fairly easily. Other than that, it is difficult to ammo rack this tank. It can be done, but it is fairly difficult too. And let's get on to the replays. Alrighty, here we are on Hellis, and I have 3 replays for you. I don't know which ones are which in particular orders. I did them not too long ago. I've had the tank for just a little bit now, so I've come accustomed to it. And, yeah. So we are going to, of course, I'm typing in the chats, I don't know why. Oh, making the joke. Anyways, we go ahead and pull up. As you can see, that turret, that whole traverse is amazing. With how fast you're able to turn this thing, you can get into really, really good, positions, as well as the not being circled. So we go and look at the replay. We have an enemies capping base B, which is the closest base to them. The majority of our team is going to the right, so I'm going to, of course, not go over there and commit suicide. Again, I'm looking for shots. The gun depression, of course, is not amazing. It is 7 degrees. It is more than workable, so you can get into good positions. I do have the HE loaded, or the cheap hash loaded, trying to see if I can get shots off on the grill, but he unfortunately goes unspotted, and I think I blind fire. Yeah. Also, another thing to note, in this replay, I am running the calibrated shell, so I do have the 8-second reload. Let me see, let's see. So we are going to go ahead and pull up. Another thing to note is I don't have the engine booster. This replay was like one of the first few I got. Totally not the first replay, because I do have the octopus camo. So we are going to go ahead and pull up. Looking for more shots. We are spotted now. And I think I do get a couple of shots onto the grill. Yeah, right there. Put a nice 529 roll into the front, into the gun shield. And I believe... No, we do not get another shot in. We just heard a shell whizzing right by. We do go ahead and pull down. And don't get shots. Again, looking for more shots. The FV215B is over there. I do put a 404 roll of AP into his turrets. We are going to go ahead and pull forward. Again, this thing can comfortably push on mediums. The armor is fairly weak, as you, or there is no way you're getting through the armor on this thing when it comes to medium tanks. It's when you're facing them head on. Of course, lower plate is something to worry about. We do go ahead and get a nice roll into him. I believe I switched, yeah, I do switch to the Hesh, try to see if I get some shots onto the side. If you guys are unaware, the side of the T57 Heavy is pennable with HE by higher calibers. It's not very thick. So if you get them side on, you can put some Hesh into the side of it with the gun rammer. So we're going to go ahead and pull forward. There's only one tank left. Our team did a really good job focus firing, and all that's left now is this mouse. So we are going to go ahead and pull forward. I think I get the kill shots. Yeah, I do. Nope, never mind. Fooled y'all. Yeah. Overall, this wasn't a too exciting battle. We only did 1,700 damage. Oh, that's why I put this one in. 34 credits is how much I lost. So you can see this thing is not a good credit earner, but it's not like you're gonna lose credits. So I'm gonna switch over to the team. Of course, as you can obviously guess, I was not top of the leaderboard. And yeah, let's get on to the next replay. Alrighty, here we are on mines. We are on the northern spawn, and I don't remember why I put this replay in. So we're just gonna roll with it. So you can see I did call the hill. We do have 1 medium, 2 lights, so it is going to be to our benefit to try to take the hill. This thing does have 7 degrees of gun depression, so you are able to get over that hill, or you can put the Hesh to work as people are the lights and medium tanks are pushing up onto the hill. You can see we are going to pull up. The Vickers Cruiser right there. Unfortunately, I do not get a Hesh. The Vickers Cruiser has some space armor on it, so Hesh does not go through for some reason. It is very annoying. So we do go ahead and miss that shot on the Leo. We are going to pull forward, get the kill shot. Oh, no, never mind. IS-4 is pulling up against which the Hesh, trying to see if we get any shots in. I do bounce a shot on the track, and of course pull back, having that front facing. And I believe I switched to the APCR and put one in right into the front of the upper plate, I think. So you can see he was trying to shoot my hatch, I think it is. It is very troll. That was a lovely shot by the Sheridan. There we go. Put a shot right into the upper plates. If you guys didn't know, that is pennable. If you can get the APCR or heat, you can get it in there. You can, of course, get a shot in. I do fail HE the Kranwagen for only 47 HP. But I do go ahead and start pulling back as I do not want to take too many more shots. I do take a shot from the IS in the side of the turrets. But I believe... No, I don't. Now, if you do notice, we got the enemy IS-7 who's over there, so I gotta watch out for that. Put a 410 roll into the side of him, and of course pull behind this hill. I'm gonna pull forward, try to get another shot in. He does stay behind the rock. I do try to see if we get any more shots onto him. Of course, we do have this hill to watch as the IS-4 is still up there. We do get a very lucky snapshot, a high roll, a max roll on a 500 HP, or 500 damage, into his upper plates, and of course pull back. We do go ahead and pull back right here, tries to get more shots on. I don't think he pulls back anymore, but I am of course looking for more shots, as he is a potential, or he is a 2-shot. I do bounce his shots from the Kranwagen, 2 shots from the Kranwagen, and take a shot from the IS. We go ahead and pull forward again, mining the IS-7 over there, trying not to get hit. And I do miss that shot, but I bounced him as well. Let me see. All this stuff now, of course, is the IS. We got the Kranwagen who's still up on the hill, and us, of course. Kranwagen takes a nice roll, and we do unfortunately get taken out. I believe this is not the end of the replay. But I will go ahead and skip it. The team does comfortably win this. We did end on 1,500 credits. We got the Confederacy and made out with 1,500 damage, negative 5,000 credits. We go over to the team. I was not top of the leaderboard, but this just shows that you can get bounces on the concealed hill. Alrighty, last but not least, we are on Yukon, the north spawn. And this map is, or there's a spot in this map on the where the encounter cap would be, that this tank really shines. There's the logging thing right in the middle, that it is just high enough that you can hide your hull, but it's low enough you can get the gun over, so you can get shots off. It is a very strong position to take in this tank. That's a little bit of a tongue twister. Tank in this tank. As you can see, the enemies are capping space C, and we are pulling up kind of towards A cap. I do get into a kind of odd position, side-scraping position, and as you can see, this area right here, you can hide your hull and still get shots off. Or at least the top of your hull is showing, not the lower plates. Do take a shot. I'm actually very surprised that one went through. Hang on, let me wait till we go out of sniper mode real quick. Let me go ahead and pause it. He actually hit me. Where did he hit me, actually? Oh, he hit me right next to the gun. There's a little bulge right there. Hang on, let me get the little thing. Right there. That's right about where he hit me. So, he got very, very lucky. And let me go ahead and clear that. And that. Alright, let's get back on to this replay. Of course, looking for more shots, we got the Kronwagen, we do put one into him. The Chieftain is pulling up. As you can see, we are able to comfortably get through the front of the Chieftain if we hit that small weak spot on the turret. Go ahead and pull back. We do bounce the FV on our tracks. Got very, very lucky there. The Kronwagen does come around. We put a shot into him. He bounces, or we bounce him. And the Chieftain is assigned to run, so we're going to load up the hash and put a low roll into his rear. And we go ahead and just barely get out of the way for that Jaegeru. Does start pulling up, we do get one shot into him, and he splashes us in the face with Hesh, because, you know, he cannot get through that side of the turrets. Do not get a shot onto him. This replay, as you can see, I am running the gun rammer. I had the 7.4 second reload, and I'm running the engine booster, so you know, that was another reason why I put this in. Also, this is just a really good replay. We get another shot. We get a shot into the Jaegeru. The Kronwagen over there is a potential one-shot, and again, looking for more shots. You go look at the mini-map. We got tanks pushing on us. I do get one into the WZ, but he puts one into me. We pull back just in time, or to bounce him, and we get another shot into his tracks. He does repair the tracks, and we don't get a chance to put another shot into him. But the 183 is now pulling around again, trying to see if we can get another shot in. I believe we do pull forward and put a shot into him, take him out for a kill. Yeah, we do. But we do take a shot from the WZ. He put one right into the lower plates. And the 183 says trash. Trash bag, as our Jaegeru says. So again, we're looking for more shots. I do get a very, very lucky shot. That is one thing I did forget to say. The gun on this thing is amazing. Like, you cannot get a better gun on a tier 10 heavy than this. This is amazing. The amount of snapshots and the accuracy this thing has for a heavy is great. Especially the replay, we do go ahead and hit up that booster to pull around to get some shots onto the 4002. We do miss that. We don't get a shot in there, but we are going to come around and put a shot into the front of the Kronwagen. We only track him, but we are going to come around and ram him for some more damage, allowing the WZ-121 on our team to take him out. All that's left now is the enemy WZ, and I don't believe we get the kill on him. We are going to go ahead and pull forward and trying to look for shots. He does come around, I think. No. I say, just for the fun of it, and he was taken out by the VK. Overall, this was a decent battle. We did end on a second class. We got the steel wall for bouncing all the shots that we bounced, and we only did 4,000 damage, made out with 12,000 credits with the one kill. We go over to the leaderboard. We worked off the leaderboard for the damage. Our WZ got a solid 3.8 thousand damage. So very, very good across the board for the team. Alrighty, guys. If you enjoyed this review, please go ahead and drop a like, hit that subscribe button, as well as the bell to be notified when I upload in the future. If you want to see any more replays, or you actually want to send me replays, please feel free to hit that link in the description. That'll take you to my Discord server, where you can post any replays in the respective channel, as well as the my Discord information to DM me replays if you so choose. There's also an email down there that will allow you to email me replays, of course with a short description, like how much damage you do, what tank it is, and what map, and we'll see if we get them onto the channel. So I'm not too sure what all is going to happen. I feel like the client is going to be updating really soon, and 7.5 is going to drop. Until then, I will be doing just random replays and stuff. I don't have any plans of doing a tank review. But once 7.4 drops, or 7.5 drops, I will do a couple more reviews. That way I know I have some time to get replays and stuff. Yeah, that about sums this video up, and until next time, we'll see you on the battlefield.